Yo guys, what's going on? I am George and this is You Wanna Watch. Welcome back to the shop and welcome back to another project. Today we're going to be doing another petroleum inspired fuel can. I say without any further ado, we jump right into it. Let's go. Alrighty guys, well let's get a good look at this thing. It's in fairly good shape. This one's quite like the one that we did a couple of months ago, other than it doesn't have the pronounced fluting. But it's in pretty much the same shape. I think it'll clean up rather nice. And I just have a real fun time doing these. You can pick these up for a couple of bucks at pretty much any flea market. So it's not like they're really hard to find. Yeah, I say we get started. Cork is there. Cool. Grab me a pair of pliers, bend this tab straight. I can pop that handle off there. Loosen this one up a little bit. There we go. That handle should clean up real nice. So there we are, we're all stripped down. I think I'm going to go over this with one of those little Scotch-Brite pads on my Dremel. Clean up all the surface rust and we'll throw some primer on there. So let's get started with that. And yes, I do have my respirator on. Well, that's about as clean as I'm going to get it. I think what I'm going to do is spray this down with some brake clean. I'm not going to do that inside because I got my wood stove on. That's all I need. So yeah, I'm going to spray this down with some brake clean outside, get it cleaned up, and we'll get it ready for primer. Alright, we got this wiped down with brake clean. Then we're going to go over it with a self-etching primer. Again, I'm going to spray this outside because I do have my wood stove on and I don't need a catastrophic explosion in my shop. So let me go do that. Then we'll hang this thing up and let it dry. Alright, well, that is all primered. Get you a good view of that. We got it hanging right in front of the wood stove. That should dry in no time. So, all right. I guess we'll come back to this whenever this is fully dry. We'll start taping it off and getting it ready for our paint scheme. Before we do the taping though, I do want to address the issues with the caps. This one had gotten a little bit crushed. I don't know if that's going to show up too well, but right there it's crushed. Let's see if I can't get a nice square, or flat I should say, punch in there and see if I can't straighten that out a little bit. So let's try that. Alrighty guys, well, I threw this little cap on the wire wheel so you guys can see the crinkle on top of that little spout cap. I want to try and work that little boogered up spot out. I'm going to set it on the anvil. I got a flat edged tapered punch. I'm just going to try and work that around in there just a little bit. I don't want to go crazy with it. See, I'm using too much hammer here. I know there's no such thing, but well, it came out for the most part. It's still a little scrunched, but at least it's not like folded over on itself, so I think that'll work. Yep, that'll work. Quite happy with that. I'll throw this back on a wire wheel, clean up the rest of the little bit of rust, and I'll probably clean up this one while I'm at it. I'm only going to put a real light coat of primer on this, so I'm not too worried about the fumes building up in here with my wood stove on. So let me hit this real quick. There we go. Alrighty, so what I want to do is go around where I know I want a certain color. I'm going to paint that. Then once that's fully dried, then I can tape it off and start doing different layers of paint. So I'm going to do a couple of bands of white. So we'll get that on there. White's about the easiest color to cover up. Alrighty guys, well, this is how far we got. This is several WhatsApp chit chats and multiple beers later, and I've been just plugging away doing this. It's coming along pretty good. The stove is still rocking. It's probably 80 degrees. Oh, it's 98.6 degrees in the shop right now. It's 50 degrees outside. So we do have a bunch of touch-up work to do on this. I still need to paint the bottom. But this is my color scheme that I'm going with. I'm sure you guys can figure out already what the jug is going to be. But yeah, I'm having a ball doing this. This is good. Alrighty guys, well this thing is all dry. Guess you can kind of guess what company we're going with here, if it wasn't evident from the get-go. The cap is done. Got all screwed on there. Got the cork in place. This little cap came out a lot better. Quite happy with that. So we'll get that put back in place. There we go. What do we got? Handle. Handle looped on there. Pliers. All I did with the handle was threw it on the wire wheel, a little bit of lacquer on the handle, and that was it. Nice. All right, now it's time for the piece de resistance. I've got a Gulf sticker. We're going to try and get that placed on here. It's kind of hard to get these stickers off if they're not seamed, and this one is not seamed. Got it. Okay, so we got the Gulf sticker. Again, I'm going to offset it the way I did the other. I know the orange and the blue are off from this color, but there we go. Nice. I like that. Alrighty guys, well we are all done with the Gulf petroleum can. I think it came out absolutely fantastic. I'm quite happy with it. These things are a lot of fun to do. They don't cost practically anything when you pick them up at the flea market. And then you can customize them with whatever you want. So fun little project. I'm happy to do these. That's it guys. Like always, stay safe, be safe, and we will see you next week with another. Bye.